Howdy y'all! Today we're going to take a look at our 1957 Dodge Custom Royal Sedan. This is a pretty special car. It's very original. Even down to the mileage, which is, believe it or not, 9,700 miles. Unfortunately, this car didn't have the best of lives. It lived in a garage for a long time, got sold to a guy down the road from us, and, you know, it sat. He didn't take care of it. It came to me possibly needing a new starter. Well, it needed an engine. It was locked up. Not taking care of it, ran it out of water, ran it out of something, I don't know. But long story short was I saved this car from the previous owner. It was not without a lot of work though. Whenever you have a 1957 vehicle that has under 10,000 miles on it, obviously it's been sitting for a while. Well, it started life in Ohio. I assume it was driven to church. Eventually it got sold to a guy down here in Texas who didn't know how to work on cars. So he brought it to me, and the rest is history basically. So we'll take a look at how we restored this original car. We did a real good job, I think. True to form. You don't want to take these old cars and, you know, add a lot of things. Just the basics. So follow along, guys. We'll do a nice little tour of this beautiful car and show you what all we did. Alright y'all, it's in the shop. We're going to start in the back here in the trunk. There's some nifty memorabilia in there. We're going to work our way forward and take a look at all of the cool original features that are still miraculously intact on this car. Right down to some vintage oil change stickers. Believe it or not, they're still there. Documents this car pretty well, I think. Alright guys, here we go. As you can see, pretty well kept. Not bad for 1957. We got some pretty nifty memorabilia in here. Original spare tire, original jack. Well, I'll get you in a little closer to check out some of this cool stuff. Here we go. As you can see, she's a little worse for wear here and there. It is still equipped with the factory spare. Good year. 1957 was a good year. I bet that tire is mint. Right down, original jack. And we've got a really cool Weber's beer bottle box here. Full of some nifty stuff. This was Weber's, the Webb, East Liverpool, Ohio. That's, like I was saying earlier, this car did originate in Ohio. Kind of got some nifty stuff in here. We have a newspaper denoting the Bizert ceasefire order. Pretty fragile. Oh, Castro was limiting airlift to Miami to 2 planes daily. This dates to July 23rd, 1961. Pretty nifty stuff there. It's pretty fragile though. Set that out of the way carefully. Also, included with the car was September of 1957's Popular Mechanics. Very cool stuff here, y'all. 35 cents. I bet they're more than that nowadays. So I bet you, if you look in there, there's probably a nice little article about this car. One like it anyway. We've got a Join the Swing. Go Swept Wing. Dodge. Buick. Look at that stuff, guys. All of the comparisons against a Buick, believe it or not. You've never seen, felt, owned anything like it. What a beauty Swept Wing Dodge truly is. Very cool stuff, y'all. You just don't find this every day. Moving on to our beer box here, we've got some spare bits and pieces. Got some wheel cylinder stuff. If any of y'all have ever serviced brakes on one of these cars, you know the brakes on them are pretty rough. Not very fun to work on. Got some spare bezels. We've got a, look at that, some light on the subject, auto light, voltage regulator. I'm not sure if that's the original or what, but it's here. What do we got here? Ohio chapter of a car society. A little rusty there. But there you go, guys. Unbelievable. You know, these cars are always a little bit rough, no doubt. And, you know, just to see a trunk it's in this kind of shape, pretty unbelievable. Alrighty guys, under the hood we have the Super Red Ram. This is a 325 polysphere motor. It shares the same block actually as the 325 Hemi. This one was equipped with the 4-barrel Carter WCFB and pretty unique looking air filter here. Move around, we got some original stickerage even. Do not wash. Yeah, this was back when paper air filters were kind of a new thing, I guess. And original generator intact. We have obviously made a few changes on this engine. Namely, was the addition of a spin-on oil filter adapter and also a full flow oiling mod. That stuff was available from hothemiheads.com, I believe. They specialize in early Hemi stuff, and it, really makes it so when you spend a ton of money on rebuilding your classic, it might work. Also, another item of interest is we have converted the points distributor to a modern LA electronic distributor. All that requires is a different oil pump drive shaft that moves the slot for the distributor up slightly, and a regular 318, 360 distributor bolts right on in. No more points. This car is equipped with power steering, right there, power brakes, very unique looking power booster that completely obscures the master cylinder, so good luck checking your fluids. Big old vacuum reservoir, and yeah. The original Jiffy Jet bag still exists. Well, there you go, guys. Very original car. A few modifications we've made, you'd be hard pressed to ever notice. Okie dokie, guys. Let's take a little tour under this old car. It is, again, a little worse for wear just from surface rust and whatnot. We drive this car occasionally. It's been about 2 or 3 years now since the restoration. Some of the things I mentioned on the engine: spin-on oil filter conversion there. Kind of interesting fact about these engines: no harmonic balancer. They were completely internally balanced, and as you can see, all you got there is a pulley. Nice factory silver paint. Moving around, most of the factory steering is actually still intact. If you know, you know, but those 3-prong castle nuts, those are factory on a Chrysler if you ever see them. About the only suspension part that was in dire need was the idler arm here. We did obviously convert to disc brakes also. Again, a worthwhile upgrade, just like points. Whenever you are wanting to actually use one of these cars, get rid of the stuff that doesn't work, y'all, because it's more trouble than it's worth, especially these original factory drum brakes. Very difficult to find service parts for, and when you do, they just don't work very well, unfortunately. Well, moving on to our transmission. This is the grandfather of a 727, the original Torque Flight. Very cool transmissions. This one did go to a transmission shop for a reseal. It was pretty sweaty, and fresh engine deserves some fresh seals on the transmission. Did replace the exhaust system, because, well, obviously 1957 exhaust is, well, it was pretty rotten, let's say that. Moving on back, we've got the longest turbo mufflers you've ever seen. Chrysler 8 3/4 rear. Not really sure what gear ratio it is, but judging by how it drives, I'm going to guess probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 355. New shocks all around on this car. New brake lines, front to rear, new brake hoses, even a fresh new gas tank. Yes, believe it or not, the factory gas tank was in pretty rough shape. right? Who would have thought? Moving forward again, you can see the factory parking brake on the back of the transmission. We got our quintessential torsion bar front suspension also. This car drives and rides amazing, guys. It's truly a time capsule. And I'm sure video doesn't do it much justice, but as you can see, y'all, very nice original car. No rust anywhere to speak of aside from some surface stuff. I believe it had a pretty heavy factory undercoat on it that protected it, and pretty sure that this car more than likely never even saw a rainy day. But anyway, there you go. 1957 Dodge Undercarriage. Alright, y'all, that does it for today's episode. 1957 Dodge Custom Royal with 9,700 original miles. We enjoy this car. I hope y'all did too. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Let's go for a little test drive. We'll make sure everything still works. It probably does. Thanks, y'all.